How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another FPL RG video. It feels like it's been ages since the last video, does it not? Well, today we'll be looking at the team selection and the best free hit team in my opinion for Gameweek 33. Stick around until the end of the video for some pretty exciting news for me. But for right now, these are some things to consider with regards to your captaincy, transfer and free hit team ahead of Gameweek 33. So we have 6 Premier League teams who all play at least one game before their Gameweek 33 fixture. Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea all play twice, with Leicester, West Ham and Crystal Palace playing once. And I do want to note that the FA Cup quarter-final matches between Liverpool, City, Chelsea and Palace are all after the Gameweek 33 deadline. And those 2 games will have a massive impact on the league. Players could get injured, go off with fatigue, or just play 120 minutes, and there'd be a massive doubt ahead of the Gameweek 33 fixture. So do keep that in mind when making decisions, and don't get too many players from these teams. Just a reminder, for Gameweek 33, we have 7 teams who all have a double game week, who are Arsenal, Brighton, Burnley, Leicester, Man United, Newcastle and Southampton, with 3 teams blanking who are Villa, Leeds and Wolves. Now, with all that said, let's have a look at how the team performed in Gameweek 32. Then we'll go ahead to the team selection for Gameweek 33, and finally the best free hit team in my opinion. So I had a horrible Gameweek 32, just the 48 points for me, and I luckily got my captaincy decision correct. Funny thing is that I made a luxury transfer to bring in Cucho just to bench Chris Wood. And what happens? Cucho goes off injured. Chris Wood scores a penalty, 9 points, all 3 bonus points, as well as Doherty getting injured as well. So I now have Doherty and Tierney both out for the season, and Cucho being an injury doubt for the game week as well. It's not looking too great, and if we look at the game week history, you can see I had a very nice time from game week 25, green arrow, green arrow, green arrow, green arrow, green arrow. I'd say that's an orange arrow because I only dropped 24 places, green arrow, and then a big red arrow dropping from 1.8k to 3.9k. But this is the game week where the comeback is on. The top 1k is still the aim. Let's look at the team selection ahead of Gameweek 33. So this is the current team for Gameweek 33. This is the bus team, and the bus team isn't looking too great at all. I know on this website it doesn't really show the players that are flagged, but remember that Doherty and Tierney are out for the season. Cucho is an injury doubt as well. We've got Saiz and Coutinho without a game. Yep, I am well and truly screwed this game week. After having 2 free transfers last game week, I thought I was pretty set, but that's how FPL is. So in setting up the bus team, all I'd have to do is bring in Chris Wood for Coutinho because I have no other option. So I will be taking a -4 this game week. And the player that I want to bring in, well, before we get into that, just an FYI, I am recording this video before the Leicester game tonight, and that is between Leicester and PSV in the Europa Conference League. And the reason I am recording it now is because I have a bit of time, and you know what, my moves are subject to change. Maddison or Barnes could go off injured tonight. They could play the full 120. Maybe Brendan Rodgers comes out and says, you know, Maddison picked up a small knock. Well, that could change things. But as of right now, these are the moves that I intend on doing for my team. And the first one is to get rid of Tierney over Doherty, because I think Tierney is just 0.1 more expensive than Doherty, so why not? So yeah, Tierney will be going out for Shaw. And the reason that I'm going for Shaw ahead of Matt Target, we all know Matt Target is on corners. Leicester and Palace do concede a lot from set pieces, so you could get an assist or 2 from Matty Target. While Shaw, at just 4.4 mil, his ownership is 3.5%, so massive differential as it is. Arguably the best double Gameweek 33 fixtures, as you know, against Leicester and Palace. 2 home fixtures on free kicks. On free kicks, let me say that again, on free kicks. The man could get us a goal, massive goal threat, even from corners when target is going to take them. Well, who's going to be the head that's going to head it home? Shah. He's taken 20 shots in the box, which is first amongst all Newcastle defenders, and is a cheap value asset. He allows for the money to be put elsewhere into my team, which is exactly what I want to do, especially after playing my wildcard and bench boost all the way back around Gaming 29. So yeah, and Newcastle is the third most informed team after Liverpool and Man City. So why not bring in Shah? It's quite a nice move. I'm loving it. And that will leave me with 1.3 mil in the bank. And the second move that I am going to do for 4 points hit will be Coutinho to Kulusevski. I'm sure you're asking yourself, why Kulusevski when he has a single game week ahead of players with a double game week like Ward-Prowse, like a Martinelli? You know what? Quite interesting about Martinelli. Before recording this video, I just had a read on Twitter that Lacazette was not spotted in training yet again today. So that's 2 days in a row. So it does seem that Lacazette will be missing out. So Martinelli may have gone from a rotation option to somebody that could start both games for Arsenal with Southampton and Chelsea. Could Martinelli play up top in the striker role, or will Nketiah come in? We don't actually know. We'd be making a guess, a calculated guess at best. But for the time being, I am going for Kulusevski. I think it's about 3 or 4 weeks overdue. The man has been in incredible form. It's quite a nice price bracket as well. What is he? 6.8, 6.9, 6.4. My word. Yeah, it's well overdue that he comes into my team. He has the form, and the fixture is not that bad at all. Brighton, I can see Spurs scoring a few here, and I will start him ahead of Cucho, who is an injury dart. Remember that I will be making my transfers only on deadline day. So if I do make a last second gut feeling decision to bring in someone else like a Martinelli, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, because I will be posting a comment under this video, as well as posting on the communities tab page. So if you are subscribed, it will show on your homepage. Or if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I will be posting it there as well. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. So yeah, I think that's me pretty much set for my team selection. The next thing is captaincy. And captaincy is a big one. For my team, I am favoring Maddison. There is slight doubt around his minutes for the game week. If he plays 120 minutes tonight against PSV, then he will without a doubt not be my captain for the game week. Those are fixtures I can't ignore. Newcastle and Everton. I can see Maddison getting a few goals here, and I was looking at some stats from Fantasy Football Hub, I think it was, where Barnes, quite surprisingly, his numbers are better than Maddison in terms of shots in the box, shots on target, the whole load. But with the eye test, and that's what I go for, the eye test matters more to me than any stat out there. Maddison is involved in every single Leicester attack. He could get you the goal, or he could get you the assist. His on free kicks. Between the two, I would be captaining Maddison. But Barnes had his rest in Game Week 32. He seems a bit more nailed on to definitely play both fixtures against Newcastle and Everton. But we'll just have to wait and see. If Maddison looks like he would be playing both games, at least 60 minutes in both fixtures, then he's a guaranteed captain for my team. And the vice captaincy will actually go on Harry Kane, despite his one fixture. Some of you are selling Mo Salah. I'd be a bit scared about that. If you're on a free hit, fair enough. If I was on a free hit, I would be selling Mo Salah as well. And we will talk about that when we look at the best free hit team. But if you're selling him as part of a transfer for the likes of Bruno or trying to fund Ronaldo, I'd be slightly scared about that. In the reverse fixture, if you remember, that fixture will be imprinted in my mind because I captained Havertz that game week, and the King went on and scored 24 points. If you captained him, it was 48 points, and yeah, let's try and forget it. I do know that his form isn't the same as it was back then. Was that in Gameweek 9? Yeah, his form isn't the same, but it's Mo Salah. It's Mohamed Salah. The man will be back. He will be back to his best. The Golden Boot race is on now, with Son only 3 behind Salah, and Jota is 1 behind Son, I think it is. I think he will be back, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a goal and an assist this game week. Mo's numbers as well, statistically, is up there. His numbers are up there. His underlying numbers are in fact better than when he was getting us those double-digit hauls week in, week out. He's been a bit unlucky. His finishing hasn't been as brilliant as it was early in the season, but he will be back. So you cannot overlook Mo in terms of the captaincy. But for me, it's Maddison, vice captaincy, and Kane. If at the last minute I do decide to take a punt based on minutes, I will captain Harvey Barnes. And hopefully that will result in a massive green arrow for me. That's me all set, 2.1 in the bank. And now let's have a look at the best free hit team in my opinion for double Gameweek 33. So without wasting too much of your time, I've gone ahead and already selected the best free hit team in my opinion for Gameweek 33. If I was on a free hit right now, this would be the team that I go for. Remember that it is pretty much subject to change. We still need to find out more from the Leicester game, from the press conferences. There's still time to tinker, and there will be variations of this team. This is a team that I do like, and let's go ahead and talk about why I selected each player and my reasoning behind it really. In goal, I've gone for the goalkeeper pairing of Dubravka and Schmeichel. Both have amazing fixtures in double Gameweek 33. Schmeichel averages 5.4 points per game in his last 5 games. He's a great shot stopper, so hopefully a few save points for us. And with Leicester players likely to be rotated for the double Gameweek 33 fixtures, after an extremely important game tonight against PSV, Schmeichel is the safest player, let's be honest. Any player could get rotated, but Schmeichel is the safest as the goalkeeper. And with Schmeichel, as you know, a penalty save is never far away. He's already saved 2 this season. Now in defense, I've gone for Cancelo. Single game week, but is instrumental in everything Man City does. In defense, in attack, the man can play on the left and on the right. He's first for shots amongst all defenders in the league. And if you watched him against Liverpool in the last Premier League game, he was immense. He had an assist. He was involved in every single attack. He has to be in the team. If I am on a free hit, although he has 1 fixture, Cancelo is in my team. You already know my feelings about Shah ahead of the likes of Matty Target. He's in the team, is not moving anywhere, and he will be in my personal team as well, if you didn't skip over the team selection part of the video. Next up, we've got Gabriel, and the man is instrumental in Arsenal's defense. If they want to get top 4, he has to play. If they want to keep a clean sheet, he has to play. And he offers massive goal threats as well. So, my third defender spot, you could go for Ben White. You could go for the double up of Matty Target and Shah. But I just like to spread the risk a bit and go for Gabriel instead of the double up in defense. In the midfield, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Saka first before we go and chat about Madders and Barnes and Bruno. As I said, Arsenal are fighting for the top 4, and Saka is the most important player in attack. Unlike other players like Martinelli, like Smith Rowe, Saka is very unlikely to get rotated. And according to stats from Playmaker, in the last fixture, Saka recorded an XG of 0.21 and an XA of 0.88. Yeah, 3 shots one in the box and one big chance created. He is very unlucky to not come away with at least a goal or an assist in that fixture. The big talking point is no Mo Salah. I think on a free hit, you need to chance it. Liverpool will be playing Man City again this weekend in the FA Cup. Will be a high intensity game. Who knows? Could Mo could get his minutes managed against Man United? Not necessarily. It's a massive game. But anything can happen. What happens if Mo gets an injury this weekend? That game is after the deadline, remember. I would go slightly safer. Go with Bruno. He has 2 fixtures, one against Norwich, one against Liverpool. And there's still an extremely small hope for Man United players, Man United fans, that they could get top 4. And if they are to get top 4, Bruno is instrumental to that. Let's be honest. Bruno is the key. Involved in all attacks, could get you an assist, could get you a goal. And despite their poor form, that first fixture is very difficult to ignore. People are captaining Bruno based on the Norwich fixture alone. Norwich are fighting for their lives, remember. They will be trying all they can to score a goal, and they will be leaving space in behind, and players like Bruno can truly exploit that. Killer pass to Ronaldo, or Bruno could run himself. We've seen it time and time again. If Ronaldo goes off early, Bruno could play that false 9 role like we have been seeing sometimes. Yeah, Bruno has to be in for me. I would have loved for De Bruyne to be in this team. But if you've watched Man City against Atletico in the Champions League, you would know that De Bruyne went off injured. So I wouldn't be surprised if KDB didn't feature at all against Brighton, or if he played, he could have his minutes managed. He's carrying a bit of an injury. Why not? That team is amazing as it is. They don't even need De Bruyne. Yeah, and we spoke about Maddison Barnes in the team selection bit, but I do want to just state again, I love their fixtures. I can't ignore it, and that is why I'm going for the double up. Some of you are going for Iheanacho up top. Fair enough, but what happens if Daka starts? What happens if Iheanacho is benched and they go with Daka and Barnes up top, or Barnes plays a false 9? Anything could happen, and I'm not really prepared to take that risk. I do like Maddison and Barnes, but remember, that will depend on their minutes this evening. Up top, I've gone very, very top heavy. Ronaldo and Kane. With regards to Kane, single game week, but the man is in massive form, and it's difficult to ignore. He's been the assister of recent game weeks, and Kane is due. When was the last time Harry Kane scored a hat-trick? What if this is the game week? He typically does well against Brighton as well, so why not? With Ronaldo, the man can score a hat-trick against any team, as we've seen in Gameweek 29 against Spurs. Captaincy option for sure. And with that outside chance of the top 4, who are Man United going to rely on? Cristiano Ronaldo. The man scores clutch goals season after season. He's in for me. And a player that I absolutely love recently, Ivan Toney. The man is a talisman for Brentford. I know he has just one fixture, and you're asking, why not bring in like Che Adams or Chris Wood? Chris Wood is in every free hit team. Why? The man has taken one shot in the last fixture, which was the penalty. One shot, not one shot on target. His only shot of the game was his one shot by taking the penalty. If you're picking Chris Wood, you're not picking him based on form. He has the fixtures, right? But what's his ceiling? 1 goal. In 2 fixtures, maybe 1 goal in each game. But how likely is that to happen? I don't know. I personally don't back him. He's in my own team, unfortunately. But yeah, I would pick Ivan Toney with a single fixture against ahead of Chris Wood. Ivan Toney, in the last 5 games, scored 6 goals and had 2 assists. The man is truly looking for a move away from Brentford. We've watched the interviews, we've seen the videos floating about. The man wants to leave Brentford and is doing all that he can to show that he is an elite striker. so why not? The bench is just there just in case a player or two misses out. We've got James Ward-Prowse. As you know, the man is a free kick legend. He's up there with the very best in the world, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him score 2 free kicks in this double game week. You could argue to start Ward-Prowse ahead of maybe Ivan Toney, but I'm backing Toney based on his form. Cedric's in the team as backup, and Tsimikas is just there because of his price bracket at being 3.7 mil. I have seen some brilliant free hit teams out there, some that managed to fit Ronaldo, Kane, Son and Bruno, but they don't have the likes of, like, say, Cancelo in defense, which isn't a bad option. You could go for like Matt Target and then try and squeeze in Son, and instead of Saka you could go for Martinelli. But yeah, it's up to you. If it were me, this is the team I would be going with based on all the information that we have right now. Things could change, like I said, as it always does with FPL on a daily basis. But yeah, this is the team that I would go with. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Tell me if you agree with my team selection and the free hit team. Next up, I have some pretty exciting news that I want to share with you. If you enjoy written content, I am officially an FPL writer. I'm quite excited about it, and I've already written my first article about how to approach the end of season run-in. I actually need to make a video about that, by the way. Maybe next video. So yeah, already written my second one, which should hopefully be out tomorrow. Every single game week, I'll put the links to the articles that I've written in the description of the video. So let's say I put out a video today and release an article tomorrow and then an article the day after. I'll still come back here and update the description. So if you're into written content, make sure you're refreshing the most recent video of mine. So it's on a website called Bet Experts, and reading my articles is absolutely free. I want to note that if you've had or have a problem with gambling, do not, I repeat, do not click the link to read my articles when I post them, although they're 100% about FPL, because just being on the website may trigger or tempt you in some way. Always remember to please gamble responsibly, and if you ever need someone to chat to about anything, it doesn't have to be about FPL, DM me on Instagram or Twitter. I hope all you legends who stayed until the end of the video an awesome game week. Comment below with an "ah yeah" so I know who's still here. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, make sure you give it a like. Join the Try Smash FPL Larger Mini League. Follow me on my socials where I'm active every single day. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I will be back, so put your notifications on. Good luck, and remember to FPL responsibly.